I don't like this because...
Oh, it's so long. It's so long.
Well, no, I don't like it because of the fact that I'm looking at this. When I first saw it, my first words were, wow, this is a knockoff of a certain brand that I liked.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of times I'll get the response that's, so what? So what about patents?
As a person who's created things, that bothers me. That should bother anyone who's ever made anything, because when somebody says, so what, about your copyright or about your patent, that's saying your ideas, your thought, your efforts, the money that you've invested into making something, they don't matter.
Or the other response that I'll get is, it's different. It's got a B, and it's longer.
So what? That's still this neoprene type fabric? Yeah, that's a ripoff, sorry.
Yeah. Patents are really important to everybody, and I know we're probably struggling with that a little bit in the baby space right now because Lily Baby has gone after every single cloth diaper, every single baby wearing group. But I think that's a little bit different because it's very broad, whereas something like this is a very specific patent.
Yeah, this is
literally Jen Labbit in her...
This is Jen LaBee's creation. This is basically...
She was like in a kitchen table before the internet existed. Okay, not that long, but...
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Before everybody and their dog had internet anyway. Back before the days of smartphones, when all phones were dumb and really a cell phone was a luxury. That's when she sat there and made these kinds of diapers with their stretchy tabs. And they were all Velcro back then because that's what everybody used because it was the closest thing to what disposable diapers were. Snaps had not even occurred to people yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in protecting patents and protecting them.
If you don't protect somebody else's patent or respect somebody else's copyright, like, if you don't... Alright, I have some particular feelings about this. Way back a long time ago, before... Oh god, you were in like kindergarten.
Yeah.
So way back when Bailey was in kindergarten, I used to write things for websites. And I found that somebody stole my content for their website.
Oh.
And their response was to, when I said, hi, this is my property that you've stolen. You've even stolen my copyright at the bottom saying not to copy it.
Oh my god, really?
Yes, their response was to claim that I am harassing them. My response was to write back the second request. This was before the DMCA even, so we're talking a long time ago.
I wasn't even born. Forget kindergarten.
So my response to that finally was, okay, fine. If you're going to do that, and then their response was to lock down the content and try to stop me from seeing that they still had it by making it a paid thing. You had to pay to access my content. My response to that was finally, okay, fine. I contacted their web host and their registrar. They no longer had a website. I had their entire website nuked.
Yeah, it's
because it was mine.
It's
I made
okay
it.
to own things and be creative.
And it's okay to want credit for what you make. And it's okay, if you make something, like, look at your child and think, your child is really awesome. Every parent out there has a responsibility to think their kid is awesome, even if they're not, because, that's what keeps us from eating our young.
Yeah.
But if somebody else says that your child is incredible and every single good thing about your child came from the dad's side of the family and you just happen to be the incubator, you're going to be pretty mad because you made that. Like, literally, you made that.
Yeah.
Well, these stretchy tabs may not have actually come from Jen's womb, but she did birth these just the same amount as you birthed your child.
Yeah, it was like...
And she deserves the same respect for creating these things, and since they're being sold, the same compensation as you deserve, just like you get emotional compensation every time someone says, wow, you did a really good job raising your child.
I mean, sometimes, though, patents in cloth diaper world can go a little crazy, right? Because Teresa at Fuzzy Buds had the pocket. Terracin had the pocket, right? She was trying to aggressively protect the pocket concept, was she not?
Not quite just the pocket concept. Her deal was with one primary manufacturer who also basically lifted her entire design. The only difference being that the buttonhole elastics adjusted at one point on the legs instead of at both ends. That was the only difference, and the diaper stuffed in the back rather than the front. If you looked at the diaper on the outside and did not see a manufacturer tab, you would not have known the difference.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I have the other one.
I had both. I liked Terracins better, but then again, I also personally like Terracin.
I also hate internal gussets.
And that's, I don't mind them. But that's the difference too, though, is I'm really old, so I've been around long enough to know all these people.
So, but today in 2019, we see a lot of diapers now all look very similar.
Yeah. And they didn't way back in 2010. There were a lot of diapers that did not look anything
And I guess
alike.
that's why we do see a lot of patents from Fuzzy Buns, Rumparoo, Bun Genius, the original guys in the player.
Yeah.
Because they could, well, they needed to.
Yeah, they were around to do that. And there's a reason, too, why every Canadian manufacturer, pretty much every Canadian pocket diaper manufacturer has ruffles around the legs. Because they weren't patented in the beginning when they should have been.
And so now it's fair game because you'd have to prove you were the original one, or could you even?
I don't even know if you could at this point
Because there's so much
there's so much other stuff into it, and yeah.
Everybody on their planet has a ruffle on the camera.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of these things where it's like the toothpaste is out of the tube and the horses are out of the barn or what, because I am not a patent lawyer.
No.
I did not go to law school. The extent of my law knowledge comes from watching Law and Order.
I think even patent lawyers get a little confused about patent lawyer things.
Well, patent law is a really specific thing. I do have friends that are lawyers and they're like, patent law? Nope. I can refer you to a guy.
Yeah, and even like it's patents in the United States don't necessarily always apply in Canada, and patents don't apply in the United States,
Exactly.
which is why like there's one Canadian brand who has a patent that can't sell in the States, right? Or doesn't have a patent for a patented American brand.
Yes, exactly. Actually, there's 2 brands in Canada I could think of that can't sell their diapers legally in the States for the reason, and that reason being Rumparoo's double or inner gusset.
Oh, yeah, there is too. And there are ones in the States who sell them regardless, and they could be...
And if they get caught, you know what? I wish Julie the best effort in catching them because you know what? She has a patent. Getting a patent is expensive.
Maintaining
Maintaining a patent is expensive, and if you don't defend your patent, you lose it.
Mm-hmm. And Julie at Rumparoo has written some really great content in her group about why patents are important, about why small business is important, why she defends her patent. Because she had a lot of questions starting about getting the newborn diaper Little Joeys, or not the Little Joeys, the knockoffs, coming in. And that really bothered her, and rightfully so. Really
Well, there were some people that wanted her to honor warranty on those
Yeah.
knockoff diapers that weren't hers.
Yeah.
So why would she want to, or why should she in any way, shape, or form be expected to honor warranty on a diaper that's actually literally stealing money from her by existing?
Yeah.
And that's the thing too with those cheap diapers that are breaking people's, stealing prints. That's another one too.
Oh yeah, like if you want a Disney print, stop dreaming about it. It's not gonna happen.
If you want a Disney print and you're buying them for $5 from overseas, guess what? There's a really good chance that you may not get any of your diapers. And there's also a good chance that you could end up in some litigation with the House of Mouse because they are vigorous about defending their copyright. In fact, there's a reason why copyright laws change every so often. It's because Mickey Mouse starts to have an expired copyright. And the mouse is not going to give up on that. And you know what? I don't blame them on one hand for wanting to keep that. On the other hand, there's a lot of things I don't like about that, but that's immaterial. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. It still is.
Yeah, and
if you're caught, bring those through. If your package is inspected, they won't just take the one diaper that's violating somebody's copyright. They're going to outright take it. There have been stories about co-ops having their houses essentially having I don't even remember what the American department is anymore because it's changed. I don't remember if it's ICE or Homeland Security essentially showing up on their doorstep and being like, yeah, congratulations, you owe this huge pile of money for all these things you tried to illegally import.
I mean, on one side, like, it could be very frustrating to you as a consumer, but it's also really amazing that there is a brand that is so passionate in this space about protecting patents and intellectual property, because without people like Disney or HBO, it would be really hard for small creators or small women in kitchens to even justify it to the masses that they are worthy of their creations.
And if you do want a Disney diaper, Bumpkins. I'm not necessarily in love with the brand itself. I have no commentary about the brand itself or their quality.
Go check out the reviews on YouTube because they're awesome.
I'm not going there, but I will say that they do have the legal right to give you those Disney diapers and those Dr. Seuss diapers.
Yeah, and
there
Care got the Care Bears.
Yes, and there's also Ella Bella Bump, now known as Bella Luna, is another brand. What they do is they don't They don't own copyrights or patents or what have you. What they do is they legally buy fabric
That's available for commercial use.
that is available for commercial use and then makes the product.
Because even like a lot of work-at-home moms are actually not abiding by the laws. They're skirting them, and then you need to buy fabric that's for commercial use. A lot of times I see work-at-home moms using fabric that's for personal use only. So they're technically not.
They're skirting it in a way that Disney is not going to object to it in a huge stream of things unless it becomes a major source of revenue.
Yeah.
Disney is still getting their compensation for the fabric.
A lot of people just won't do it because it kind of crosses a lot of ethical.
Yeah, it's an ethical sketch area.
Dilemma. Yeah, and that's for you to decide.
Yes, that's a place where you have to come to your own conclusions and decide what you're ethically okay with and what you're not.
Yeah. And it can be really hard to sit down and do that.
It can, really, because, I mean, you and I sat down and had some conversations about things when you were like, whoa, I never thought about it that way before.
Yeah, and I've taken a lot of ethics courses in my degree. Mm-hmm. It's like a requirement. If you have a Bachelor's of Arts in Environmental Studies, I've taken like 3. And every day you learn and change.
See, my ethics class was awesome when I was in university. It was taught by a lawyer who thought she was teaching legal ethics, and we found that it was actually philosophy of ethics. So every single class was a debate.
Ooh.
It was awesome.
Well, that's really what ethics is you have to debate about it, think about it, learn about it, and then come to a decision yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, that is literally what the class was. It was basically a debate class.
Yeah.
It was great. Best class ever.
We can't debate the same like that in 2019.